This episode is brought to you by Care.com. To save 30% off a Care.com premium membership, visit Care.com/braincandy when you subscribe.
That's my Rasta horn.
I'm trying to see if we have any appropriate music. We do not.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, well.
Boys are making time. Or maybe it's reunited and it feels so good.
Yeah, it
How
does.
are you, Susie?
Welcome, everyone, to episode 228.
228, the only episode where I'll be more tan than Susie.
Right, and yours is natural.
Yeah.
So that's
Am
always
I?
better.
Am I? I was thinking
yeah.
a little.
And I haven't tanned this week, so it's like a double whammy.
I was like thinking that. I'm like, if I come in there,
No.
and she is more tan than me.
Because I got the eyebrow thing, and I didn't want to.
Oh, right. No sun. Yeah.
It's
How
good to be
are
back.
you?
Sarah was away. It was so dumb.
Dare I go
stupid.
on vacation?
Yeah. Answer for yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was supposed to be like the Babymoon.
Oh,
So,
right.
you know, we were like making the most of it, and I
Yeah.
got to do everything that I wanted to do, plus drink.
Right.
So that was great.
Right. You were wasted.
And we did everything.
What
I
does that
surprisingly
mean,
wasn't
Sarah?
wasted that much.
What do you mean everything? Anal?
No.
Sarah's all offended. You
Gosh.
should see her face. She's outraged.
You know what's funny is on our trip, which was supposed to be like, you know, the Babymoon and like, but not really. Like,
Yeah.
so we were going and like, let's work on making one. Well, monthly visitors showed up.
Shit.
And we're not making. So it was like surprise, and it was our anniversary, and I thought I was pregnant, so
Yeah, I
I
remember.
brought a pregnancy test and everything because I was like late, and really it's just my body just being all out of whack.
Yeah.
And just
Were
like,
you sad or were you okay?
super sad.
Oh my God.
Oh, so sad.
You were?
But I had to like, only because my expectations, and then I just had to, I let go. You know what I did is I was recommended by my therapist to have a little like kind of a ceremony thing.
Yeah.
So I bought a lavender plant. I had a little like let go. The last full moon, my mom called me, and you know, she's all
Lord.
hippity dippity. So she was like, full moon is in Sagittarius, and that's all about freeing yourself of past things. So like once I did that, I was cool. But, you know, had to cry a little bit.
You did?
You know, just like a bit.
Yeah.
And then when we got to the hotel,
Yeah.
they had like Landon had told them, because he was friends with the person who worked in hospitality for that hotel group. So they knew that we were going to celebrate, or thought we were going to celebrate a baby. So they had a little display set up when
Shut
we arrived.
the front door.
With a baby and like
Shut
it
up.
looked like a diaper cake made out of towels, I swear. And Landon like grabbed it and threw it in the bathroom, but I saw it.
What?
Yeah, so which was a really sweet thing for them to do if I were pregnant, but I'm not.
Oh.
But that memo didn't get passed around to the...
Oh
Clearly they're
my
not
God.
brain candy brainiacs who listen to the podcast.
Don't they read Us Weekly Digital Edition?
Right, don't they?
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
But those were like just two traumatic, not even traumatic, but everything else was, I'm just highlighting the drama. Everything else was great. Helicopter ride, fabulous.
Yes,
which I know
have
people
some questions
tons
about
of people
that.
were asking about that.
So a few episodes ago, Sarah talked about the dangers of
Yes.
helicopter rides.
Yep.
And then took one.
Yep, and don't think I wasn't terrified. I was like, and we went up with one
looked
other couple.
really fun.
It was so fun. We went up with another couple, and I was like, you think I tell them or I don't tell them that I know 2 people who have died in one of these? And Landon was like, maybe we don't tell them that.
Maybe we keep that
Maybe we keep that to ourselves. So it was great. We went and did the helicopter ride. This was I realized that my anxiety towards helicopters had more to do with me. There was an association that I made with helicopters and anxiety because every time I've been in one, I've just been anxious about being in the final of a challenge. And then when I was riding one without having to race somewhere or knowing that I was going to be shitting in the woods for the next 48 hours, I was cool as a cucumber. And I'm like, oh, this is lovely.
Wow, it was Pavlovian.
Yes, it's a totally different experience when I'm
When
not
you're not
terrified of TJ.
Well,
And I'm like, am I going to have to drink fish guts at the top of wherever we're flying to?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's just a nature hike. Oh, okay, good then. This is lovely.
So when it's not designed to scare the shit out of you, it's actually quite nice.
It's lovely.
Well, and so there were 4 seats of passengers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually, but just
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have to talk to them? Because that sounds
No,
terrible.
I didn't want to, and so I didn't, and because I don't want to like actually.
Did anyone
talk to people.
recognize you there in Hawaii?
Oh, yes.
So glad I asked. Tell me.
One person, and the last person you want to recognize you. The hotel staff, who was the woman who was
That'd be
serving
the
me
best
drinks.
one.
No, you'd think, but instead I'm sitting there trying to read my book by the pool, and she was like, "I'm sorry to interrupt, but are you?" And then I got the whole thing, and then she went into actually 2 people.
Jen Aniston over here is
Yeah.
all annoyed.
Get out of town. No, it's only because it's like, if it were a guest, there's something about the hotel staff, because especially when we're staying at a real fancy place, and they're
What if
supposed
she was
to
like,
be like,
"Did you get the diaper cake I made for you?"
oh, that's so funny.
Go on. Sorry.
But you know,
she
so
knew.
she like, you know, I feel like that should be part when you're at a high end resort. I think it should be part of the
True.
training
Don't ask, don't tell.
to be like, don't bother. Because if I were Jen Aniston lying there, you wouldn't come up and talk to me, because it's like, she's on her vacation. Let's not interrupt her. But
You're
Sarah
just
from the
wrong
challenge.
amount of famous.
Yes, it's exactly right.
And I would also like to point out that when Sarah arrived today, she complimented my
I sure did.
shirt.
Yeah.
And immediately was like, "Where'd you get that, Poshmark?"
Yes, I did.
Because
Because it's where I'm getting all my good stuff.
are obsessed with Poshmark,
Maybe you've seen my closet.
right? You started selling stuff a
Yes.
while ago.
Yeah.
You went on this spring cleaning thing.
Yes. And I'm like, this is adorable. Somebody will love this.
Yeah.
And I love everything I buy on there.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
great.
you just get bored of your clothes.
right.
Or you don't fit, or they do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, well, you guys know I buy everything I get is secondhand.
Yeah.
I just prefer that, and because you can get deals and you can get like fancier stuff.
Yes.
And so Poshmark is great because they're like super beautiful brands. Whatever you're usually shopping, you can search by brand or whatever. And you get really good deals. And so we're so excited because they're working with us, and you know, we're already using it.
Yes.
It's super excited. If you can sell on there, you can clean out your closet like Sarah did.
You can trade stuff.
You can trade, and you can get like deals. Like if you like an item,
Bundle it.
someone will give you like a special
Yes. They're like,
deal.
ooh, guess what? $4.99 shipping and 20% off. And you're like, sold. You can place offers on there, like bid.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Right. Sarah has tons of stuff listed up on hers, which is at I'm Sarah Rice. I have stuff listed on mine, which is at Susie Meister. And we're giving you a deal. You can get $5 off your first purchase. Okay, let me tell you how to do it. If you're new to Poshmark, use referral code at I'm Sarah Rice, and you'll get $5 off that first purchase. But let us know what you find or what you're listing as well. We'll check out your
if
closet.
you list stuff, I will come and shop in your closet.
Yeah, so that's fun, and you can get a deal.
Some of our listeners have bought stuff of mine, and they'll like write me in the notes. They'll be like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh, Brienne, she has my jeans.
And
Shout out to Brienne and my jeans."
And like it's cool because you know, typically people wrap it up real pretty and like
Yes,
send
I
a
always
note.
do. I write a
Yeah,
little note.
it's the details. But anyway, Poshmark, the app is
I'm
you can
so
put on your
excited.
phone and use the referral code I'm Sarah Rice, and you get $5 off.
Yes,
All right.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
But then there was another woman who I think had a few drinks, who was down at the end of a bar when we were eating dinner. And I mean, at the other end of the bar. And she kept on leaning over and doing that, like, head lean in across the bar, you know, looking at me thing. And she was like, "Hey, are you Sarah?" And then it was like, "So, how do you feel about Johnny?" And it was like,
Oh, come on.
and Landon gave me this look. It was like, "Oh, here we go."
Right. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, but she, and you know,
What did you say? Not real good?
yeah, I was like, well, exactly how you'd expect.
Yeah, dummy.
Yeah. And so, like, you know, things like that, when it's just
Nobody's sending over free drinks or anything? That's what you
Not
want.
one. In
That's
fact,
tragic.
this is why I'm extra upset about. You know what? I would have not even cared about the hotel employee if she didn't scold me for bringing my own beer to.
She didn't.
She was like, no outside food or beverages.
She didn't.
And then I brought popcorn down. I snuck it in my bag, and then Landon spilt it all over the. So the outside, after she had told me don't bring food or drinks, I was like, fuck that, I'm getting my popcorn. And then Landon spilled the popcorn all over the patio. And then she came by to clean it up. And I
Did
was
she
like,
scold you before she talked about the show or after?
before.
That is really weird.
I agree.
That's a terrible
She should have been
story.
like, hey, are you Sarah? Also, here's a beer because I saw how you were already done with the one that you snuck in your bag.
Yeah.
And she should expect that from somebody who was on the challenge.
So what do? You guys bought booze at the store and then...
Well, we were staying in a hotel that was like a suite.
Yeah.
So it had a kitchen and it had everything.
Yeah.
So we just had a stocked refrigerator. And so we just took our stuff from the fridge, right?
She was having none of it.
Yeah, $18 a beer.
She's real stupid because her tip would have been bigger if she hadn't done that.
And I would have been way more chatty
Right.
if she came with booze.
Absolutely.
I
I'll
would've
be
been
your
like,
friend for life.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
If you give me
Hear that, people?
wine,
Yeah.
I will give you whatever you want.
Whatever. There you go. And the more wine you give me, the more I give you. See how this works?
It's called reciprocity.
Yeah, come on, people.
Get on board. Well, I'm sure as heck glad you're back.
I am happy to be. What did you do? Did you like hold down the fort while I was gone? Oh.
I cried the whole time.
That's what I expect.
Non-stop weeping and gnashing of teeth. Well, as you know, I went to Lake Tahoe.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Which was similar to Hawaii, except 47 degrees and raining. And I...
Probably the same kind of people.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but otherwise not similar.
How was it seeing Bob Newhart solo?
Okay.
Yeah, tell me everything.
God.
You loved it.
Fuck. I have a problem. Like how I fixate on certain celebrities and like shows and things. But if you're like me, and I know a lot of people have this where they really connect to something and that's how you get fanaticism and fandom. But first of all, he's 90 and...
Wow, good. And he's still performing.
Come on. It's like Betty White where you're like, you are just amazing.
Yeah, come on.
So, I mean, he looks very old, but holy smokes, does he still have it?
Yes, that's amazing.
It wasn't...
I get goosebumps thinking about that.
There was a documentary about Glenn Campbell, who's a famous singer who became diagnosed with dementia, Alzheimer's, and he went on tour after that, and the tour took on this sense of like, you knew you weren't going to get Glenn Campbell, but it was like seeing him one last time, and it was kind of tragic. Yeah. This was not like that. Yes. This guy held court. Because apparently at Lake Tahoe, people love to drink. And everyone was wasted at this show. And they come in like their gross Vegas attire type stuff. I'm like dressed up. You saw my beautiful outfit. Thinking like, well, this is an older crowd, so they'll be like more into... Nope. They were in like visors and like Hawaiian gear.
Right, which is why I said probably the same crowd where I was.
That's a good point. And so he got heckled immediately.
No.
He did, Sarah.
No. Susie?
It's outrageous.
I'm furious.
I know.
First of all, rude.
Yeah. Hecklers to anyone I hate.
Heckling a legend?
Right.
Stop it.
And that's real gross. He's 90. So, and this was before we knew he was totally still at the top of his game. And
were you getting nervous?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, you were thinking you were about to see a car accident.
Well, because at first he came out and he couldn't adjust the mic.
No, oh no.
And so I thought, okay,
this is
Glenn Campbell.
Oh, Sus. This is a real emotional roller coaster. I mean, I'm right on it with you.
Thanks for getting into it. And so he was starting to get heckled, and he immediately was just like, oh, I'm sorry. I actually have to talk. My name is weird. It's on the marquee. And then as other people would heckle throughout the show, he'd be like, don't let this spotlight get in your way. Right. This is all about you. And he just held his own, put them in their place. They shut up.
I can't believe that The hecklers are.
It was stupid.
I mean, who does that too?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who's heckled?
Yeah. I've been heckled, as you know.
Yeah.
When I performed.
But nobody you've never been to a comedy show with somebody who has.
Never. Wouldn't you be like
mortified?
Yeah.
Done with the friendship.
Absolutely. It's a deal breaker.
Once we went to go see Aziz Ansari for Landon's birthday, and we sat in the front row, and Landon was wearing a gray suit with a white shirt and a red bow tie. And don't you know Aziz Ansari made a joke about him looking like Pee Wee Herman?
Oh.
And I think Landon tried to say like a witty comebacker or something, but I like kicked him and I'm like, don't, you're not the funny one. He's the funny one.
Yeah, that's his
because
job.
And if you're somebody who's getting teased, allow that to happen. Like the comedians like picking on you, be a good, like take it well, or else you look like, I think, a heckler.
Totally.
Almost. It's kind of like heckling.
I mean, I know that it's a product of drunken behavior.
Right.
But get a hold of yourself.
Yeah.
Especially towards a 90-year-old.
That's where I can't believe it. I really thought like you that the crowd would be a little more and you're paying to see him.
Yeah, and
it's
it wasn't
it's
cheap.
Not like you're going and this is some rando comedian who's just a roll of the dice. You don't know who you're getting.
You know what you're getting.
Bought the ticket to see this person, and now you're going to tease the person who you've decided was good enough for your money?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It was a packed house, too, and the only empty seat was the one next to me that I had to buy to get the good seats, but I had no date. Oh. And it was really fun, and I'm glad I went because that was on my bucket list, and it was not at all like Hawaii, but it was still special.
What else is on your bucket list? You already sang on stage with the freaking Beach Boys.
I checked that off.
Check that.
I'd like to have like a proper talk show.
Oh, that's a really good one.
I'm setting the bar high with that.
Yeah, that's good though.
What's on yours?
I don't really think about it much, to be honest.
Oh, what? That's
I honestly
ridiculous.
Really don't.
That's
like,
the
people
first
say
time
that people have a bucket list, and I can't even relate to that really. Like something I want to do before I don't.
You're ready to go. You've led a good life.
Well,
I'm
feeling
done.
pretty good about this. Take me at any time, buddy.
Really?
I mean, no.
You're just content. That's it. That's what it is.
I mean, there's nothing that... Maybe it's because the things that I've been most excited about are not things that I sought out. Like, things that brought the most enjoyment were not things that I sought out. And the things that I did think would get the... Maybe it's like the expectation kind of it. Like the things that I thought would bring the most joy.
As fun as you think
are
they're
like,
gonna be.
oh, okay, well, that was, fantastic and wonderful, but it wasn't nearly as, life-changing as,
They do say that those types of expectations are always like a letdown.
Like, if you think about our trip to Brazil and the places where we're like, we have to go to the top of Christ the Redeemer. We have to go to, like, the things that I took away from that trip that were like, this is the best thing. We're not the things where we were like, let's check this off the list,
True.
But I guess
you'd be mad if you didn't check it off the list, so you kind of have to do it.
True.
Although, you yelling at that lady at the bottom of Christ the Redeemer.
We wouldn't have gotten that. That's true. Package deal. You kind of need you know what? And maybe the journey to check things off, you just have to also enjoy the journey.
If you're not familiar with this video, I will repost it because I look for any reason to post this video of Sarah yelling at a Brazilian woman who she believed scammed her.
She did. She
lied
to us.
$8.
$8. This is the thing. It's the principle. And I do not care about the dollar amount. I was just so upset that she told me that the tickets at the top would be included. I asked 4 times. She said yes. There's nothing we can do once we get to the top. You have to pay.
The best part
They're like,
is...
nope, sorry, she fucked you. Out of $16. Sorry, Linda.
This was 7 years ago. And Sarah is still mad about it.
What am I expecting an apology from her?
You really do not like to get hoodwinked.
That's it. I don't want anybody to get the best of me. And if they do, I can't let it go.
And that's what you even said about the Johnny thing is that the thing that got you wasn't the dollar bills. Yeah. It was that you bought into something
the
that
scam.
ended up. Yeah.
And it happens to me all the time. Like, I mean, I got scammed out of $450 in a Airbnb scam in New York City.
Yeah.
Which is why Devin and I aren't friends anymore. That was at the root of that whole fiasco.
I can't take it.
God. Tradessa Smiley. If you ever see Airbnb
my God, not this
rental
again.
for don't it's a scam.
What is not a scam is care.com.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. I'm using this for a dog trainer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know they had dog
I
trainers.
should tell you about this.
Okay, go ahead. I'm all ears.
This is a fantastic app that is perfect if you need to find somebody for a babysitter, somebody for help around the house, somebody for care for pets, for children, for anything. And in fact, I used to work for care.com as a babysitter.
That's cool.
I was hired for a family that I was with for 2 years.
No way.
Through care.com. And now I'm using it. Tell them what
I
our
had
deal
no
is.
idea. I
Neither did
genuinely
I.
did
They
not
just
know that.
became our sponsor, and I'm like, they're fantastic. I used to work for them.
Care.com is a service where you can find people to do jobs that you need. So I've used Care.com for a babysitter. And it can be like when we first moved to LA, you don't know anybody.
It. Right.
And you're like, how am I going to find someone reputable that, and you can pick through whoever you want from this huge database of reliable people.
People like me.
Like Sarah. I should have hired you.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been great. I would have said yes.
They have, as Sarah said, like dog walking and dog services. But it's a great way to find what you need. And it takes away the stress of, because that can be really stressful, as I said.
Yeah.
And it's all in one place. And here's the scoop. Care.com is offering you guys a deal. You can save 30% off a Care.com premium membership. That's what I had. And when you visit care.com/braincandy, you get that 30% off when you subscribe. So, I think you should try it if you have those needs, if you want a housekeeper or some, like I said, a babysitter, whatever, a caregiver, nanny. I told my mom she should, because she is a nanny, but she's looking for work. I'm like, you should.
Oh yeah, hop on there.
Yeah,
she's the perfect candidate for somebody like that. And they meet with the people. They have interviews with them. They do full background checks. I got life scanned and fingerprinted, so you don't have to worry about anybody. You don't have to just get some rando from Craigslist or something like that.
Yeah,
this is worth it.
Care.com/braincandy. You get 30% off premium membership when you subscribe. Okay, one I have to tell you this.
Yes, please. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
This is bizarre.
What?
When I was away on my little trip, I had this very weird sensation. I have breast implants, as you know, and as we've talked about, I've lost a few pounds, and I had this weird thing where there was like an air pocket or something, and I could hear it.
Okay.
And Adam was like, well, maybe it's because your body's changing a little bit, so like they're moving or something. And then it dawned on me.
What?
The elevation of Lake Tahoe is 8,000 feet above sea level. And I looked it up, and that's what it was. It causes your implants to expand in my jugs, and you can hear them gurgling.
Okay.
It is so crazy. For real, like I could go like touch it, and it would go and like crackle.
What does this feel? How do you feel about this?
Terrible.
Terrible.
It was so unnatural, as you'd expect, and freaking me out.
It would freak me out too.
I'm really glad I figured out what it was.
Yeah. I'm really glad it wasn't something like medical, or that like maybe you sprung a leak in one of those bad boys or something.
I'm glad about that too, Sarah. But I never knew that altitude
It could expand.
Right.
Oh, geez.
What else
I'm trying to think of other places you probably shouldn't visit that are at high elevation.
Well, right. Well, they say it's not harmful, but come on.
It's still weird.
What if they keep getting bigger and then just explode?
Well, I think it then goes back down, Sus.
It's fine now that I'm back on dry ground. But it was really gross and weird. And I kept having Adam, I'm like, listen to my boobs.
Could he hear it?
Yeah.
Oh,
how weird is that?
Like, you know when sometimes there's a noise in your body, and I wonder if, like, can I just hear this because it's inside my body?
Yeah.
Or can somebody else hear it because it's outside my body? Like, my sternum cracks,
Yeah.
pops.
You can hear it. Other people can hear it,
They
right?
can hear that. I don't know. I've never had somebody be like, hey, I just heard your sternum pop.
Nobody's
like,
mentioned
or chest
it.
plate, whatever this is. Not what I don't know what chest plate.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like cross my arms and it goes, and
And
I
you
wonder,
is it really loud in your ears?
it's not even in my ears. It's like inside my body.
Oh.
It's like an inside ear. Do you have this feeling? This?
No.
Well, that's what I thought your boob thing would be.
That was
but
in my ears. I could hear
You
it.
could hear it.
And feel it.
Oh, weird.
It's whenever you
Or
have an
like-
infant, they have these toys that are like sensory toys.
Yeah.
And some of them have like what sounds like crinkly paper.
Yes, yeah.
That's kind of what it sounds.
Oh, gross. That's so nasty. That makes my legs get out from under me.
And I mean, if you lived in that area, it wouldn't happen because
you're used to it. Right.
But you're right. Like, I don't want to go back because of that. It was not pleasant.
Yeah.
The end.
The end.
You're welcome.
That's a good story.
I mean, I was pretty
Stay
excited
out
to
of the
share that
Mile High
with you.
City,
Let me
man.
check that off my list of
Okay,
things. Because we haven't
jeez.
seen each other, so I was like, I need to tell. Boobs in Tahoe was on was on my list. I saw a crazy documentary.
Oh, tell me. What?
Evil Genius. Have you seen it?
It keeps popping up. Netflix really wants me to watch it.
It doesn't appeal to you?
No, I just haven't gotten around to it.
Oh. Well,
Tell me. What's it about?
it's about this situation in Erie, PA, which I remember it happening in, I don't know, 15 years ago or whenever it was, because I lived in Pittsburgh, so it was on the news. But it was a national news story where this pizza guy got a bomb strapped to him when he delivered pizzas. They put this bomb around his neck and on his body and told him, they sent him on this wild goose chase, and he had to go rob a bank. And then he was supposed to go to all these stops along the way before the bomb blew him up. And of course, after he goes and robs the bank, the police are like on the case. They catch him, and they get him out of the car, and they become aware that he has this bomb strapped to him. And he's like, I have a bomb strapped to me. Like, please help me. Like, I've been sent on this scavenger hunt. And
Sounds like a movie.
yeah.
Wow.
And so then they don't get it in time.
He explodes?
On the movie, you can see it even. And so then that's in the first few minutes. And then they're trying to figure out who did it and why they did it. And
Do we know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's crazy. Because I remember it happening, but I never knew the follow-up. Like, who did it and why.
Ooh.
There are some unanswered questions, though, that are really weird. That some people think he was in on it, which makes no sense. But anyway, I really recommend the film because what if you were that guy?
No
Just
joke. That
delivering
really
some-
sounds like something out of a movie with what's his name? Oh, here we go. No.
Tell me, you just give me a hint.
Who's the guy who's in Even Stevens? Who
My
now is a little
God.
nutty.
I don't know what that
And
is.
he rapped. He had
Okay, so he's
Shia
African
LaBeouf.
American. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf. What
I
about
just feel
him?
like he would be starring in this movie. And somehow would have the bomb strapped to him, and there's also a girlfriend, and
Yeah,
you know.
it's a whole thing.
yeah, a lot of fast takes.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know why these movies are appealing. Like, we should figure out the science of.
Well, I saw a documentary that was like a lot lighter than that, and
What was it?
really nice.
What was it called?
It was. I think the movie was just titled "The Name Movie,"
Okay.
and it's on Netflix, and it's a documentary about names and people with bizarre names, and
Oh, bizarre names.
yes, and
Okay.
things that we don't even think about. Like, so they start out the movie with people who have names that are really unfortunate, that are just their,
Yeah,
for
like
example,
I'm a
people
hog.
with Malarkey as their last name, or Putz or Klutz. Like they,
Just sucks.
yeah.
Right.
One woman said that she she believes that her
Malarkey.
husband is klutzy because his last name is Klutz.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my theory about the last name.
Right. Well, this was all about that, which is why we thought you. And I thought a few of them were really interesting. There was one guy whose name's Jeff Studley, who always felt like he had to.
Was he hot though?
No, like
Right.
he was not. I mean, some people. He's a Minnesota
10.
10.
Right.
He's in L.A. No offense to anybody living in Minnesota. I'm sure you guys are really great. I'm just saying when it's colder outside, you don't have the opportunity for a tan like LA.
Colder.
So
That's funny.
he felt like, and he had like a lot of problems with, like, you could tell the guy spends way too much time working out, way too much time on himself.
Trying to be studly.
Yes, and that there's a little bit of a sadness inside. One guy who had the hardest time, his name was Richard Gay. Or
Yeah.
is Richard Gay.
Yeah.
Serious alcohol problems. I think he was in a family where that was not, I mean, even if you were gay, it would be like a sin.
I
in
knew
your
a
last,
gay.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it was spelled Guay, but they,
Yeah.
pronounced it gay.
Yeah. Ooh, it's rough.
And remember I talked about how I knew a hairy dick,
Wow.
which is next level terrible.
You can't do it. Well, that's a lot of people said that it was in the documentary. They even interviewed the parents of the people who named them. Like
Sarah,
one of them,
I'm so into this.
it's great. And the parents are like, "Oh, this is one." There were a few. There was al dente.
Stop it!
I swear, barbed wire.
No,
And it's like the parents
it didn't
heard
occur to
it.
them.
No, it did. It's even worse because the parents heard it a long time ago. Like their friend said, "Hey, you should name, if you have a son, are you going to name him Al?" And she couldn't get it out of her head. She was like, that sounds great. That would be so fun. And so
That is cruel.
yes, there's another woman who's been very, I want to say she works in like the nonprofit world or something in politics, whose name's Smokey Bacon. Do you know this woman? She's become famous and has done really amazing work because she can get it in the door with her name like that. So she's being interviewed and she's like, it's helped me. So you look at two different groups
Right.
of people, the people who have taken it and made it really work for them and be like, okay, well, great. I've got an unusual name. How do I profit off of that?
Yeah.
And the people who are so sad because they have a name like that. And then they have one couple, Paul McCartney, who marries a woman named
Linda.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. Paul and
And
Linda
then
McCartney.
they call and make restaurant reservations, always get in, and people are terribly disappointed when they get seated. You have to see this movie, Suze. I was thinking about you the whole time.
Oh my God. Well,
But al dente, I mean, come on.
it's not right.
Well, he passed away, and then his mom, the son and mother and wife are getting interviewed, and the al dente passed away, and the son telling a story about how when his mother called to make the arrangements for his funeral, something about his funeral, like the man made a joke on the other end when she was like picking out what the tombstone was going to say. He was like, last name Dente. What's his first name? Al? And she was like, actually, yes. And he had like
As a
just
matter of
died.
fact.
Yeah. And it was like, could you imagine?
No, I also can't imagine a bra that fits better than the ones at Third Love.
Well, thank you, Third Love, for letting me know that I am not a 34B or 36A. I'm an A and a half.
What? Right. Third Love people. We used to talk about Third Love, and people have been like, "Where's your code? Where's your code?" And finally, we can give it to you. And what's cool is what Sarah said. Their sizes are like shoes; they have half sizes. Because guess what? Our boobs sometimes are half sizes. So you're an A and a half.
Yeah, 34 A and a half.
That's really adorable.
Oh, thanks.
A and a half.
Right, A and a half. Well, and now no more gaping. And they, like, I just answered a few questions with this quiz, and they're like, "Hey, we think we have a better size for you." And then when it showed up, I was like,
They did have
"Oh
a
my
better.
God, how did you know?"
You should have said this changes everything.
I should have.
Your
dang it,
catchphrase.
my catchphrase. This changes everything.
They have this Fit Finder quiz, and you should take it. Just to see what the heck size you should be.
See if you're right.
They have 60 sizes. Most companies only carry 15, so they have way more for all different size bodies. Boobs aren't all perfect circles.
Right.
And they're really comfortable. The only bra that I will wear, because as you guys know, I'm always like trying to get out of wearing a bra.
Right. Get the comfy one.
They know there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/brain now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/brain for 15% off. I want to piggyback on that like name trend thing because I read this article about, it was in GQ, and it was about white people and how they are naming their kids all these crazy ass names. And like weird spellings for no reason.
That drives me bonkers.
And how, forever people have been sort of mocking ethnic names, and it's like this joke. But when you look at what white people are doing now, I don't see
Army Hammer. Come on.
What is the deal with that?
What is the deal with that is right.
What is the answer? I thought maybe you'd know.
No, I don't. I was thinking maybe he had a celebrity parent.
Oh.
I don't think he does, though.
See, he's an example of what you're talking about in that film.
Yes, where his parents were like, we have to do
that
this.
Can you look up if that's his birth name?
Yes. I know it is.
What is like that? That's a nickname, though. What is it short for?
No, it's not.
Armin.
Come on. Oh, let's see. Armand Douglas Hammer.
Come on.
For short. You know that his parents, Armand Hammer? Come on, even when you say Armand Hammer, that's still a thing.
Right.
This
is crazy ass. Why?
He is so hot.
I mean, that's undeniable, Sarah. I mean, he can be named whatever the hell he wants. Come to mama.
Yes. Okay, so who?
Yeah.
His parents, Michael, and guess what his father's middle name is? Armand. So that means
it's
two generations. Oh, that brings me back to the documentary because you know who else they interviewed? 3 generations of Donald Duck. And every generation they keep naming their kids Donald Duck because they're like, and they're all proud of it. I swear, this is gonna be your new favorite movie. And they're all, and the best is that they have to keep doing takes because they're trying to get them to all say in unison, "We're the 3 ducks," or and they can't do it. The grandpa's always off, or they're always saying the wrong thing, and it took like 5 minutes to get them.
Fuck,
it's real funny, but the 3 ducks.
Okay.
Yes,
I know I keep repeating the same query, but I don't understand.
This movie won't answer any of your questions.
Do you think that, like, people are desperate because there's so many people now in the world? Yeah.
Yes.
And so...
Okay, that's what they did say in the film, is that they said that parents are thinking that their child is the most special and unique thing, that they want a name that matches the uniqueness. Remember when Derek was his wife or girlfriend or whatever?
I sure do.
Was pregnant, and remember what he said when he told us the middle name?
No. Well, don't tell people what you're naming your kid before they're born. He said that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, because he got all this feedback on this terrible name.
I mean, he named his child.
He knows I don't like it.
He named his child Derek Titan Awesome Kaczynski.
Right.
Middle name Awesome because he wanted his child to know that he thought he was the most awesome thing ever.
What do you think about that? By the way,
I mean,
Derek,
a middle name is great.
I love him and his kid. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm just not into that style of naming.
Right, so he's the exact
You're into
person.
it. Sarah just said no, but didn't want to say it out loud.
I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I had the biggest problem. I was nervous because the name that we had picked out was Grayson.
Yes.
And I was worried about Grayson Patterson because 2 sons.
Good point.
And I
never thought of that.
But then my mom wasn't too concerned with Sarah Rice.
So you're a generational asshole
yes,
too.
Maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm like, it wasn't bad for me.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about the 2 sons.
Grayson Patterson?
Yeah, but you don't care.
Gray Patterson is cool, though. But that was the first one. I don't know if the next one is going to be named that.
Right. Okay.
And I'll get a different vibe.
By the way, Sarah did not know if her child was a boy.
No, I didn't know anything.
She just talks about it like that.
Felt like it was.
Yeah, I guess I get that people want their kid to have that unique name, but some people think about it in terms of like getting a social media handle and stuff. I've heard people, as soon as they choose the name, they pick out a social media handle.
Oh,
and
you know what?
register
I have heard people. Somebody told me that. They said, as soon as you pick out a name for your child, get them an email address, and they even went further and they said, email that
Yeah.
email address letters. So when the
Right.
child's like 18, they can open their
Right.
email box and it's like nice letters from mom and dad.
Yeah, I'm just going to do an oral history.
Yeah.
For
I'm
mine.
just going to make sure mine's fed.
Mine is going to be me being like, you were such a pain in the ass. And I was
don't have
booked
that and I'm fine.
solid.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't send you emails.
Right.
God.
We need to do less of that stuff anyway. I keep seeing all this stuff about how we're the first indoor, like the new generations are now an indoor generation, and it's really creeping me out.
Why?
We got to get outdoors.
Yeah?
Remember that study that I brought up a few episodes ago about the nail biting and the allergies?
Yeah.
And how none of them had allergies?
Yeah.
But all the ones who didn't bite their nails
Yeah.
were all
My
allergic
kid
to...
has allergies, and ever since you talked about that, I feel like I've
You got to
let
roll
him
them around
down.
in some dirt.
I mean, I feel like I did that.
Yeah. He wasn't... he was like a regular... You didn't put him in a bubble.
No, but I think that there are more factors than just
Of course.
being outdoors.
Of
But
course.
I mean, I agree. Like, get the hell out of my house and figure out something to do, kid.
Yeah, and like we need just vitamin D deficiencies, and like
God.
everybody's obese, and like we gotta get
Everybody.
not every, you know, just
I
gotta
love-
get some kids outside.
We should call this show the hyperbole hour.
That's
Everybody's
totally
obese.
me.
In the whole world. But anyway, the article that I read was in GQ, and it was, you know, just lamenting the ways that white people are taking this a little too far. But, I mean, what are you going to do? You got to think of a name. Some people want it to be different. I don't know what the answer is.
So I wonder what the African American community says. Like, did it say their response? No, like there's one collective person who's
We have an
responding for.
announcement.
Yes, that's awful.
We think you guys suck.
Yeah, your names are shit.
I hope that they respond by naming their kids like John and Michael and stuff. And then their kids' resumes get picked up and get the jobs.
Oh my God, because Apple gets tossed out because nobody's taking that fool seriously.
Yeah, because that's a real problem where people judge based on the name. And then if you have an ethnic name, you're less likely to get called for a job interview, stuff like that.
That is a smart move.
I hope they take over and are like finding workarounds.
I love that.
Yeah. Braden, you don't get the job.
No. Somebody said that, or maybe it was you who was saying that one day we're going to have a president whose name is like, Braden,
Right.
and like a secretary named Mackenzie.
Yeah.
And you're like, ugh,
I know, but maybe we won't think anything of it.
we won't.
We're going to be so annoying when we're old.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, I'm going to be old and tattooed and still
ornery.
listening to hip hop and real bitter.
And just complaining about the indoor generation.
Yes. Yes, I am definitely
Well,
going to be that. Nobody's playing outdoors anymore.
You saw my indoor activity at the trampoline
I
park.
sure did. A natural over here.
I feel like we should go.
I'm in.
Right?
I feel like
You
I'm
would be
definitely
so
leaving
good
with a
at
broken
it.
leg, but I'm totally going.
That's a good point. You
Who
don't have a
cares?
good history with, like, what do you call that?
Show off activities.
But yeah, I think you'd be so
No,
good at it.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, because you were a natural trapeze when we did that.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you really were. You have real good control of your body.
Oh, thank you. Well, I would be very excited to go do that. That would
And
be
they
fun.
have like them on the walls, so you can bounce. You
dang,
can flip
that's so
off
cool,
like
like a goat.
parkour,
Yeah.
but with trampoline.
Yeah.
You are good at parkour too. Weirdly, I know you're making that face, but I mean, by
because
good
she
at
says
it.
I'm good at it, and there was one night where I was really, really drunk in Europe, and I have to post these pictures in sequence because they're so funny. And I just went probably for a good 2 hours, was running around the city screaming parkour, like from the episode. I'd recently watched the episode of The Office where Michael and Dwight do parkour around the office. I'm at their level.
Good, but I mean, you could do it.
Yeah, but it's like fake parkour. It's real funny.
Well, what is not fake is how much you have to spend when you have credit cards these days, when you have those ridiculous interest rates.
What should the people do?
Well, they should start paying less for starters and also be aware of like what rate you're paying because you might be surprised. That's why we're working with Lightstream because I've been there. I know what that's like. Your credit rate, your interest rate is sky high and it's ridiculous. And Lightstream rewards consumers who have good credit with a great interest rate. So that's awesome. And you can get credit card consolidations loans from 5.49% APR with auto pay. And you just go, and the application is 100% online, and sometimes you can even get the funds as soon as today. Super easy. And our listeners get an additional interest rate discount on top of Lightstream's already low rates. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/braincandy, lightstream.com/braincandy, subject to credit approval. Rate includes a 0.50 autopay discount, available only when you select autopay prior to loan funding. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com for important information about limits on Lightstream loans and same-day funding. Okay.
I can't even believe I didn't think of this when we were talking about names, but did you hear about the tattoo mishap with the mom? Okay, so in Sweden, thank goodness.
My brain.
This just was in the newspaper last week. I read it on BBC.
Okay.
But so a woman in Sweden goes into a tattoo parlor, and she goes to get her son, who's 2 years old. She has a 2-year-old son. She's getting her son's name tattooed on her arm.
Yeah,
and his name
Grayson.
Stop being hilarious.
What is it?
Kevin.
Okay.
So she goes to get Kevin tattooed, and the artist writes it down. She's like, yeah, okay. It doesn't even look twice. The guy finishes. She takes a look. It says Kelvin. Guess what she does?
What?
She had her son's name legally changed to Kelvin.
Why? Because she liked it better?
No, she was just she looked into getting the tattoo removed, and it was too expensive. It was a cheaper process.
You have got to be kidding me.
Nope, swear to God.
This was about money?
This was about,
See, she
it was
just
less
needs
work.
Lightstream.
Probably.
That's ridiculous.
Can you believe that?
No. How expensive is tattoo removal? I mean, roughly.
Oh my God. Probably $3,000.
it is?
Oh, it's very expensive.
Wait a minute.
This is the tattoo she has.
Oh my God.
Kelvin. And now she has a son named Kelvin.
She is stupid.
And what about the son? What is he going to say when he's
I mean,
older?
I like the name Kelvin
I know,
better
I
than
kinda do
Kevin,
too.
but oh my God, Sarah. And why didn't you ever tell me tattoo removal was so expensive?
It's so expensive.
Well, what is the reason?
This one's not too big, but
Are you sure? What size are we talking would be $5,000 to get removed? What size of a tattoo?
oh,
Like a tramp stamp?
no, maybe that would be $2,000
Oh my God.
for sure. I mean, it takes 10 sessions to get it removed, and it's probably $200 a session.
And it's painful?
Oh, I mean, I've never had it done, but I watched my grown-ass husband look like he was getting his flesh burned off.
Wow.
And it looked horrible afterwards.
Because is it essentially burning you?
Yeah. Well, it's breaking up. It's using a laser the same way that when you go and get hair removal, the laser is attracted to the melanin, and the melanin is broken up, and that's why laser hair removal only works on dark hair because it needs that color.
Yeah.
So it basically breaks up the color molecule and is attracted to the color, so it burns the color out of there.
Well, remember when I asked you, didn't you ever
your
worry
skin
that
pushes
you
it out.
would regret whatever? And you were like, well, by the time that happens, it'll be cheap enough and advanced enough technology.
We're totally getting there. It's
well,
getting
it
better.
doesn't sound like it.
Well, not yet. It's getting better and better, though.
And you don't regret it yet.
No, I'm fine. Give me 10 more years.
You think you will?
No, probably not.
All right. Wow.
But, I mean, who knows?
I like that story, though.
About the Kelvin Kevin?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you watch the Martin Short Steve Martin special yet?
I fell asleep. I watched the first 10 minutes, and then I was so exhausted. I watched it the night we came home from Hawaii because I was so excited to see it.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep and haven't watched the end of it.
That's weird. 'Cause
I know.
I thought it was so good.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I loved the first 15 minutes.
Did you get to the part where they talked about when Martin Short met Frank Sinatra?
Nope.
Okay.
Dang. Tell me, though.
So you didn't even get to the good stuff yet.
Okay, good.
But Martin Short talks about how he grew up idolizing Frank Sinatra, kind of like I am about Bob Newhart or whoever. And finally one day he was at a party because he was famous by then. And he got to meet his idol. And it was just sort of a silly exchange and kind of like you're saying where it's not like magic. It's you feel stupid and you walk away. And I was wondering if there's a person in your life where if you met them you would be all tongue-tied or like Jeff Goldblum or something. Or like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, actually it would probably be, there's what is he? A biological anthropologist named Robert Sapolsky.
Oh yeah, you've talked about him.
I love him. And
You did meet him though.
No, I didn't. I went,
You saw him speak.
couldn't get into the one to see him speak. I couldn't, I was like gone that day.
I could have
tickets.
sworn you got a picture with him.
No, that's another one.
Oh.
Dan Siegel.
Okay.
Who's equally as brilliant, but I don't have as big of a,
Right.
I just think this guy's
brain
genius.
crush.
Brain crush.
Yeah.
And also I just know I would, because the other one's not funny. The one I got a photo with isn't like funny and engaging. He's more just a brain. This guy, Robert Sapolsky, is witty, is hilarious. If I could choose anybody, who would you like to go to dinner with? And I would be him, because I'm like, this guy would be so funny.
Wow.
And I just know I would. I can't even talk about him right now. I would get tongue tied and be like,
about making that happen. What if I was like, and welcome to the show,
like how Ellen does. Ellen's like, and right around the corner we have.
Right. It sounded like I was doing that.
I just no. In my head, I'm like, this guy's way too busy and doing way too many important things. And half the year, he's like gone researching baboon tribes in Africa with his wife and 2 children.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it's serious biz.
I know.
All right.
They don't have baboon trips waltzing around here. He lives in Northern California. He teaches at Stanford.
Right.
If I ever go to Stanford, I will
say hello.
Yes.
All right. I was wondering if our listeners would tweet to us.
Yeah,
and tell
who
us
it would be.
If they could meet anybody and that they idolize, who would it be?
Who do you think who would yours be right now?
Gosh, I was really trying to get a Bob Newhart interview.
Yeah.
And I emailed his publicist and his agent, and I even emailed Phil Rosenthal, who knows all the comedy people. And I was like, Phil,
what I gotta do?
He sent an email off to his people, and he's like, if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But he's so old that I suppose he doesn't do much in the way of interview. But I don't know, people like that, like old, like Paul McCartney, that type of thing where they're legends. Oh my God.
Is it the legend part for you, or is it that you know that there's not that much longer that we get to enjoy it?
It's the legend part.
It's the legend part.
Yeah, where you just think, oh my God, this person is walking the earth right now. Yeah. And I want to know stuff. I have questions.
Yeah. I was just listening to an interview. Not interview. They had Cyndi Lauper as a guest on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Yeah.
And she was just going over what she did, her jobs, like her odd jobs before she became a pop star.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to hear, man. It's like listening to these people's stories.
Yeah.
It's so, the people who are those idols, or the people who have made it to that point where they're legends and they're, because I would call her a pop star legend in many ways.
Yeah.
The backstories are just so cool.
The bus or the bellhop or whatever, I don't know what they call them now.
Yeah, bellhop probably.
Okay, the bellhop at the Sunset Marquis said that she was the most high maintenance of all their guests.
Really?
They're like a rock and roll hotel. They have a lot of musicians that stay there, and she had 80 bags. I was like, that's a good story.
Yeah.
But who knows why? It could have been, she might have their tour costumes. Who knows?
Right.
But another one that I'd like to meet is Howard Stern.
Oh, that would be so great.
That would be amazing.
It would be difficult if you two were both in your element and you put you two together. Who's interviewing who?
Well, he was just on David Letterman's
show.
Right.
Oh,
and it was that, where he kept trying to interview Dave.
Right, that's what I imagine, is that you would turn around, he would turn it around.
He wouldn't, though, because he doesn't care about what I have to say, but, I
bet he would care about what you had to say.
He has 3 daughters. Yeah. One's training to be a rabbi.
Oh,
one is in nursing school.
Oh, my God.
And one is getting her PhD. And
oh, my God,
I was
amazing.
like, no one would guess that Howard Stern's 3 daughters.
If you listen to the show on the regular, you would.
I agree.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of our listeners that are like, why does Susie and Sarah...
People get the wrong idea, I think, of Howard Stern.
Absolutely.
Because I am included in that.
You used to think he was like a sexist pig.
Yep, like shock jock kind of thing. And I was so... And when you really listen to his, like, ideas on, you name it, like social and political issues and...
Well, and he's evolved. And that's
totally
been really fun to watch.
That's the thing that I love, is that he will recognize, well, I used to think this way, and now I think this way. And
you
like
really
the way he treats women and animals and everything. I just love it.
You should watch it because he basically attributes all of that to, his wife, who's a big animal lover, but also psychotherapy. Once he went to psychotherapy.
He's a big fan of therapy. Yeah. I love that.
Did you see him on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee?
No.
Because he talks about that.
How did I miss that one? I've seen every episode.
You missed this one. It's real good.
I have to write that down because I'm going to watch that tonight.
And Jerry is the opposite. He doesn't like introspection, and he thinks it's self-indulgent, and he's always like,
what's the point of going to a therapist?
So
that's what he says. Ooh, that's going to be good.
It's like two different type of Jewish man. You know, the one is very like, that's baloney, and one's like neurotic about going.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's so cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah, but I thought you'd like it, though, because it's always good when anybody comes out and is like a man, first of all, and says, you should be going to a therapist.
I am so in love with this new... I mean, maybe it's just that I'm opening my eyes to it right now, or maybe there really are changes, but I feel like in the last 6 months, I have seen such a wave of men speaking out about how amazing therapy is. From every single field. I mean, whether it's the Migos and like rap star, you know, those rap group who openly talk about how they go to group therapy together.
Oh, right. I saw that.
I mean, it's like all over the place. I was looking at something on Instagram today, and it was somebody who was posting something saying, like, this is my 3-year anniversary of starting therapy. I'm like, this is so amazing.
Yeah.
For me in my future, like, you know, I'm not going to be unemployed.
Job security.
Job security. But also because it just really shows that people see the importance of not just burying, like, we see how harmful burying all these emotions are and how we really have to work through it. And when I was on my plane ride home, I saw one of the most moving documentaries I've ever seen.
Oh, no.
Called
What?
The Work. It was phenomenal.
What is
But I
the
wonder
story?
if it was only really good because I'm in the mental health field, or if everybody else will also have this kind of reaction. So it's Folsom State Prison, and they have this program they do. It's a 4-day intensive group therapy that they open up to people who are also not prisoners. So it's both combined, and they're in small groups of 8, and they're led by mental health counselors who are all, they're all males, and they have people who have been through the program multiple times who are like the one who are in the prison population. I think they said that there's 100% like non-recidivism rate. Like nobody who has been through this program ever returns to prison, and the ones who have been through that are from the outside. I mean, you watch these men have breakthroughs.
Right. It's transformative.
It is and the best are the ones from the outside who say, like, I don't know what I'm going to get from this, but I just really, like, they just bring everything to the surface. They all cry. They all have a breakdown. I mean, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I was bawling like my dog died on the airplane. So much so that Landon took video of me. He's like, I have to document this. I'm totally going to post it. But it is so moving. And it shows you that we need men to be doing this work too.
Okay. What's the ratio?
Of what?
Female to male. Oh,
0, 100% men.
I'm sorry. I meant, I thought you meant therapists. You need more men being therapists?
Oh, both.
Okay. And I was wondering what the ratio
Oh, my God.
Like female to male.
We have, in the clinic right now, there are 2 guys and 3 men right now, 1 who's leaving in a couple weeks. So there'll only be 2 men working in the clinic for the next 6 months. And there are probably 18 women.
Okay. That's not good.
Maybe 14. Somewhere
That's
between 14
another
and 18.
example of like a gender.
Yeah.
People associate certain jobs with women and certain ones with men. So that's too bad.
And ours is in a lot of my classes, it was all females. Because in my cohort, we were spring semester that's right in the middle of the year, kind of like we didn't start in fall with everybody else. We started halfway through the year.
Yeah.
And we're all women.
Right.
Yeah, there were just 6 of us
Well,
in the beginning.
hopefully that'll change.
And we, boy, oh boy, the men who are in our program, though, it's like we really value their input. Because we need it really bad sometimes. You need that male perspective, I guess I should say.
Yeah. Well, this episode was brought to you by us not seeing each other for 2 weeks. So now you know everything we've watched.
Yes. I'm like, oh, shit, we're recording an episode. That's right. Not just catching up. This was an episode of, okay, I watched this and you watched this.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah.
All right, people. Next time, we'll actually, do stuff that's on our notebook.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I didn't get to any of mine. That's right.
See you next time.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.